We are back on the road in the world according to Jeff Goldblum, guys. And we're going to talk about Ben & Jerry's ice cream. We all know about that, right? But we're also going to see that Jeff is getting his own ice cream, aka Pig's Blood 2. Oh my God. And we're also going to see Jeff Goldblum is becoming a tattoo artist. This and a lot more in the next after show of the world according to Jeff Goldblum.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello, everybody. How is it going?
Good.
Oh my God. I can't believe a week is already over. We're back.
I know.
Oh my God, I miss you so much. No.
We missed you more.
Really? Oh my God, don't say that. Okay. But thanks everybody for joining us today. Again, we're going to talk about the second episode and also the third episode, right? We talk about ice cream and also tattoos. But first of all, I want to introduce my amazing panel with me, my co-host. On my far left, Kay Montgomery. And her favorite ice cream, I've never heard about that before, is Speculoos, which is also like cookies in a way, but also an ice cream, as we learned.
Yeah, but there's a place that makes it into ice cream. It's amazing.
Speculoos. I definitely have to try that.
I've never heard of that.
Me
It's
neither.
like Biscoff.
I'm
Have you heard
very
of Biscoff?
simple. Like, I'm cookies and cream.
Exactly.
I think that's simple.
It is very simple. I mean, Maddie to my left, right? Our second co-host, she loves cookies and cream and
Yeah.
also knows Jeff, right?
Yeah. Well, no,
No, I mean,
not
kind of.
personally,
You kind of
but
know him.
yeah,
Anyway.
I'm Maddie Pocks. I'm really happy to be back, and I can't wait to talk about this episode and obviously the tattoos because I'm into tattoos too.
And this time, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's me too. Benjamin Schnau is in the house as well. Oh yeah, and my favorite ice cream flavor is stracciatella. You know,
I don't know that.
Americans, Canadians look at me. What are you talking about? Yeah, it's an Italian flavor in a way, which is
Okay.
very popular
It's like
in
a
Europe.
gelato.
Yeah, it is more gelato, but we call it stracciatella. That's how they always say
Yeah,
it.
or if you're American and you go to Europe,
Right.
I call it stracciatelli. I want some stracciatelli.
Yeah, that has swag. I like that.
No, but they must have it here in
love
some
it.
places,
They
right?
do.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, maybe stracciatella. Maybe you call it stracciatella or something like that. the
Only
American
fancy
way.
places being.
Exactly. But let's start, guys. We have a lot to talk about, right? And also, we're going to see some specific ice cream. I don't want to spoil it yet for you guys, but Kay brought something today, which is very interesting. I've never seen that before, but we're going to come to that later on. First of all, I want to talk about the ice cream episode, obviously. Just your first thought when you saw the episode overall. What did you think?
Well, I thought, how can we, like, it said 5,000 pounds
Oh my
of
God.
ice cream we consume a year, which is, 5,000 swimming pools can be filled with how much we consume a year.
That's
so
right.
I was blown away.
I
That's
mean,
crazy.
I didn't know that I was eating so much ice cream. I was like, I should lower it. I would be like, 5,000 Olympic swimming pool size.
Worldwide. I thought that was the States for a second, but yeah, that's worldwide.
But it's still a lot. Think about that. you
Yeah.
know? I know, maybe have an ice cream every second week, maybe-ish. Maybe, right? I don't know. How often do you guys have ice cream? I mean, think about
It
that.
depends on the time of year. I feel like in the summer, I probably have ice cream a couple of times a week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in California, right? So we don't really have a lot of seasons, right? I can say that, right?
Yeah.
So we can pretty much have ice cream every day, right?
That's true. Now a little bit less, but if it's summer, I eat ice cream.
Yeah, I do have a lot more in the summertime, that's for sure.
And if you're going through a breakup, you have probably 5 pools full of it. I'm kidding. In the summer, I'm kind of lactose intolerant, not like completely, so I have to watch it with cream. But I consume a lot and like soy-based ice cream.
Nice. I mean,
in the summer.
Interesting.
Or going through a breakup.
Wow. I mean, I'm
Traumatic
lonely for a
event.
very long time, so I don't know how it feels to have a relationship or break up. But anyway.
Okay, you'll get there.
I get there. Let's, you have to educate me. But we also want to talk about, I definitely want to point that out first of all, because I was very surprised and fascinated about Ben and Jerry. I wanted to talk about them in the first place because I was like, that's how they look like? I mean, I don't know. What did you guys think when you saw them? I mean, they're not old, but they're older guys now, older men. And I was like, wow, they just came up with the Ben and Jerry idea. That was fascinating to see.
I thought it would have been kind of a made-up duo. Like,
Right.
I thought it was just one guy behind it. You never know, really, with this, like, branding.
Exactly.
So I was surprised to actually see them in the flesh.
Right.
Real life. And very surprised that Ben can't smell.
That was mind-blowing to me. I mean,
That's
guys,
so
come
crazy.
on. But that made the whole idea work in a way. That was so interesting. I mean, also the audience at home, if you've seen it, obviously, interesting to me. The only way how they could find out how Ben really likes it is to put even more flavor into it, which kind of created the whole concept of Ben and Jerry's at the end.
And they're probably the top ice cream brand in the States, for sure.
I mean,
and they have it in Europe, right? I have never checked if they have.
We do have it. It's not as big as in the States, for sure, but we have it in Germany. I saw it around, for sure. But it was just interesting because they just come across like these normal dudes from next door, right? Like in their maybe 60s, 70s now, sitting with Jeff at a table, you know, and then he just comes up with the ice cream. Let me just hit on that for a second. I was like, what in the world?
He doing? I wouldn't hate it.
And Jeff is looking at him like, what are you doing? And he was so serious about it, right?
Yeah.
I just need to warm it up a little bit. And that's the warmest place at our body.
Oh, yeah. They weren't even laughing when they said that.
No,
they were like,
so.
This is casual. We do that all the time.
He put it in his arm.
But it's for me, it's so fascinating to watch these two guys knowing that they created one of the biggest like empires of ice cream, if you think about that. They're just these two random guys in a way, just sitting with each other, talking about, just put it under my, I'm just sitting on it. I was like, wow, but it still works. So that always shows me if I see people like that, no offense, obviously, they're great. But anything is possible, right? You just have to have the right idea at the right time and people might love it, you know? Yeah. So how did you feel about it when you saw them in the first place? That's okay. You saw them, these two guys. Did you know already that this is Ben and Jerry, that these two guys existed?
I did, because I listened to a podcast called How I Built This. Oh. And so they have people that created all kinds of businesses. So Ben and Jerry were on there like last year or something. Their in-depth story is really interesting.
Right.
I had just assumed that they I knew they were older guys, and I kind of figured they were like deadheads because they like Grateful Dead music and stuff.
Oh,
so I thought they were like old hippies, and that's what they looked like, older hippies. They did not disappoint. Like very chill, very cool. They're multi-millionaires, but like still in their jeans and just like chilling old dudes. So
I love that.
I thought they were super sweet. Yeah.
I love that mentality, especially from myself coming from Germany, right? Every time when you see someone who's running a company, I was like, I'm wearing a suit. Now I'm somebody. Now,
right.
But in the US, it feels like, you know what? We just have that idea. We just do whatever. It's like, it's more lean back.
You would never like know. I initially thought like when they walked in or whatever, I thought they were Hog and Dawes. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I can see that though. Good one. I can see that.
Yeah,
I can totally
that's
see
so
that.
funny.
I can definitely see that.
So witty.
It took me a second, but I got it. But also very interesting. I mean, talking about ice cream today, as we all know, it was also interesting to see that the show showed us a little bit about the history of ice cream, right? Yeah. Starting all the way back with the Greek. Right, with the Greek and using snow and combining it with honey. And I was like, I'm not sure if I would eat that. I mean, like,
I would.
But you would?
You've never eaten snow?
Maybe when I was a kid, yeah.
It doesn't really taste like anything. Oh, well, unless you get a bad batch and it's like a dog pee in it.
I mean, honestly, but you're right. But the thing is, I totally believe that you guys in Canada have a lot more snow anyway, right?
It depends where in Canada.
Yeah, but where you from, I think you have a lot more snow.
East Coast,
Right.
A lot.
Because I really have to tell you guys, the last time I saw snow really was when I was a kid. Even back in Germany right now, we don't have any White Christmas anymore.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, LA, obviously, when California, I'm assuming never have any snow in the state, right? In the state, but
not in LA.
Germany,
no.
I don't know, maybe in February for a week, a little bit, but that's pretty much it. So that shows me climate change is happening.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, unfortunately, but I have to point that out. But anyway, so we see the Greeks started with it, then the Asians also come on board by creating their own version. But then, obviously, and I pointed it out, in 1843, who else can come up with an idea like an ice cream machine than the Americans?
Always.
Nancy Johnson.
Always a machine, because then you can monetize it. America's going to figure out a way.
I like that.
Yeah.
How can we make money over that? Create a machine. All right. So Nancy Johnson, 1843 already. And I was like, wow, right? I mean, as we know, the Italians, gelato, right? The Italians made it very specific with their different flavors, and we all love them for it. But the first ice cream machine was created by an American. Did you guys think that? Did you have any experience with that?
No, because like, I guess this is kind of American, but I remember going to like a pioneer sort of like Native American village. When you go on a school trip when you're really young, and then they make you like make ice cream and all this stuff. So I just assumed maybe I'm dumb for thinking this, that the natives or something had something to do with the creation of ice cream.
Right.
Because they make you do that when you go on these school trips to the Pioneer Village and stuff like that. So
That's a
I
very
thought,
good...
like, and they said it was like Native Americans, like,
Right.
brought it to the pioneers and
Right.
whatever. So I just assumed that it was, has been around forever.
Right. No, that's a very...
I didn't really think like Americans invented a
Right.
machine to make ice cream.
That's a very good point. Yeah, you could think maybe it comes from the
Yeah.
from the Native Americans, but I was too European for that. But I was feeling like, an Italian guy came over to the US at some point and just brought gelato with him, and then out of a sudden he had the idea of an ice cream machine. That's what I thought.
Yeah, you never really know. Like, even before someone made an ice cream machine in the States, like, there's probably someone else in Europe, who has made it, but maybe it's not documented.
That's right. I mean, I have a story. If we have a second, I'm going to talk about a German story. But first of all, I also wanted to mention, guys, if you're online on YouTube, please join our chat.
Yes.
Maddie, she's online already,
I'm
right?
live. I'm
awesome.
I'm under the name Jennifer Lopez, which is another host here.
Perfect.
And I'm live in here. If you guys want to make a comment or ask us a question,
please.
We're very thankful to have you guys live and watching.
That would be great. And also tell us, what is your favorite ice cream flavor, right? I definitely would like to hear it, because we have so many, as we also see in the show. And then now, obviously, coming from flavors to salt and straw, right? I said it right. Salt and straw.
Yep.
The company is kind of the next big business, I feel, right? I
Yeah.
mean, this guy is all over the place, Tyler, right? He takes Jeff to the Oregon forest, and they create something very special. But before we're going to talk about... Okay, I know what you want to try to tell me. We talk about the pig blood first.
Blood. Oh.
And I was just like, what in the world is that? I mean, you told me already, I think, hey, you told me you would try that, right? Or you did try that even, did you?
No.
You didn't know?
You tried it?
But you saw it.
I saw it out somewhere, and I
That's
was
right.
like, "What?" It was just like in a refrigerated section of
But
the cafeteria.
Why didn't you try it?
And I was like, "No, I don't think I could choke it down, even if I wanted to be adventurous. My mind wouldn't let me."
Right. Oh, yeah, I know.
Pig's blood.
I mean, of course, talking to vegetarians and vegan people, obviously, no offense, but that was also for me, as someone who eats meat, a little bit too much, I have to say. I mean,
I would try it.
you would try me.
Just if I didn't really see it, like, did you see it in an ice cream or just like frozen somewhere?
No. It looks cute, just in the little pints, just little cute little pints in the thing.
But it has a pig face on the cover.
I don't know if I could do that.
Okay,
then.
I said it.
If
I
it
said
was
it.
mixed
bloody,
in
bloody pig hoof.
Oh my
God.
God.
I'm
Okay.
kidding.
with the eyes.
Guys, please. No offense, vegans, vegetarians. We love you guys.
No, we love you.
But
Please.
no, I mean, I probably would try it. I want to be honest to you guys. I probably would try, because
Mixed
I'm
in,
very,
yeah.
very cautious about. I want to know what is happening.
You're an adventurous eater?
I want to. I pretty much eat everything, I have to say.
Okay.
So Marcy Flanagan
Okay.
says their favorite ice cream is Moose Tracks.
Oh, I love moose
Oh,
tracks.
I forgot about that one.
I don't even know what that is. Moose tracks.
Yeah.
So
Please,
good.
tell me.
So it's like a vanilla base. It has chocolate ribbons through it, and then it has teeny tiny peanut butter cups.
Oh,
Those are the moose tracks.
nice.
It's like cookies and cream, but peanut butter.
All right. And that was
So good.
Nancy
Yeah.
told us that?
Marcy.
Oh, Marcy. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Marcy. Appreciate it. Wow, I've never had it before, but I think I should try
Have
it.
you
right?
never? You should definitely try.
think
I remember
it's
the
an
first
American
time I
thing,
had it.
yeah.
I was like, "What is this?"
But it is an American thing, as you say.
I've never seen it in Europe. So
It's a
Interesting.
mind blower. And then turtle tracks.
what's
Have you guys
that?
ever had
I've
turtle
never
tracks?
had that.
So
Turtle-
turtle tracks, instead of it being the tiny mini Reese's cups, or peanut butter cups, they're the tiny mini turtles. So you know how turtles have nuts and caramel, the little tiny turtle candies?
Right.
They put them inside the ice cream. So your spoonful of caramel nut.
We're talking a lot about animals, people.
It's so good.
Okay, turtle try. Okay.
I've never had a turtle.
It's not
with
an
the-
actual turtle.
I know.
guys.
I was
Caramel.
like, okay, they have a lot of
For
animal
all
names.
you vegans, listen.
Hey, again,
It's not
guys.
animals. It's just
No,
chocolate.
which is just the name, right? Just the name. But talking about his flavor, right? So they
Yeah.
went to the Oregon forest,
Mm-hmm.
and I just wrote that down, the oxalis leaves. Oxalis leaf.
Yeah.
Which tastes kind of like sweet a little bit. That's what they said on the show, right? Kind of sweet. And then they combined it with like secret syrup and heavy cream and milk and created their own kind of flavor out of it.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
also had that earthy note, remember?
Yeah. But
With earthy is a nice way to say dirt.
Yeah.
So
Probably,
he
yeah.
had a combo of bone marrow and
Yeah.
smoked cherry ice cream as well.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yeah.
Oops. I think I missed that one.
I know. Okay, so I wanted to ask you guys: would you
Yeah.
ever have a bone marrow ice cream? Because I feel like bone marrow like grosses me out.
I mean, I saw the little crickets, right, or what they had on the shit. Like,
Yeah. Right,
I mean,
that's
I would go for that. I'm not sure about that one, but
Apparently, crickets and bugs are really good to eat. I've never tried it, but I've heard that they are.
I did. I mean, that's what they do in Thailand, right? Like in these countries, right? I mean, that's probably why they become 100 and more.
There is a shop kind of near where I grew up, and they sell spiced crickets.
Okay.
And people actually buy them, and they say it's really good.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, but they're not alive anymore, right?
No, of course not. They're dead.
I mean, hey,
not.
I saw. I'm dead serious. I
that's a
saw
good
that.
question.
I
I mean,
saw a
you're eating
documentary.
it.
Yeah, I
People
guess
were
so.
eating them alive. I know you're shocked. We have the silence. I
I
get
mean,
it.
hey,
But-
I'm not here to judge anybody's choices.
Hey.
I would rather eat
especially
them dead, I
cultural
think.
differences.
Of
like,
course, no,
you
but
know.
I was just surprised how different it is, right? I mean, I
yeah.
always feel like Europeans and American culture, we still have a lot of stuff in like alike, we're very similar in certain ways, right? Also Canadians, obviously, but I always steal paper here. But Asia is a 180 sometimes for me, right? When it comes
Yeah.
to eating and culture in general. So I'm really always, and I've never been to Asia, right?
Really?
Never been.
Well, you have to go.
They probably
You
also
get
have
some
different
live crickets.
Exactly. They probably also have different ice cream that we never heard of before.
Yeah.
You know, seriously.
Yeah, they probably have everything.
But also, one of the last topics before we come to episode 3, what I definitely wanted to point out is the U.S. Navy. Right?
Yeah, that
Very
was really
interesting.
interesting.
Everyone is looking
Yeah.
at me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no,
US
the ice cream socials.
Exactly,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys feel like you heard about that before. Is
No, I have never
I've
heard of
never
it. I thought it was so
and you're
fascinating.
American, so
I
Yeah,
was-
I thought that was so interesting.
I was totally
Yeah.
surprised. I was like 600 gallons. They usually, when the U.S. Navy goes out, they take 600 gallons of
crazy.
ice cream with them. I mean, please, guys, you at home, did you ever hear about that? Please tell us in the chat.
Never heard
That was
about
completely
that.
mind blowing.
Yeah, that was so funny. And then here he
Right.
comes with his little box.
I know.
I like
they
that.
had all these giant, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Don't lose my box."
He's so cute, though. I mean, he's such a cute
that
guy.
was hilarious. That
the
part.
way how he does it, and he sits at the table, and then he's looking at them like, what is your story? And then, but that also brings me to the topic that I believe is also one of the reasons why ice cream is so popular. Because
Yeah,
of the
probably.
memories that you combine with
Oh,
ice
absolutely.
cream. And that was also a huge topic on the episode. And I wanted to talk about that for a second. So when you eat ice cream, what do you combine with that? What is your connection with ice cream when you think about that or eat it even?
Oh man, so many great childhood memories.
Yeah.
Ice cream at home and the ice cream truck. Did you guys ever have the ice cream truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
With
less
the
and
music,
less
like-
now. You don't really see it that much anymore. But when I was younger, it was around all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's different like in LA and you have an ice cream truck going around all the time, but
yeah,
they
you
don't-
do. It depends on your neighborhood. Because when
Yeah.
my grandma's neighborhood, she lived in used to live in Inglewood before she passed away last year, and the
sorry.
ice cream man sold everything. He sold ice cream, but then he also sold Frito pies. He also sold
yeah.
tamales.
You
He also
kidding.
sold elote. Yeah, he
What's
sold.
Wow.
a elote? I
It's
don't
like
know.
it's like a grilled corn, and it has a special
Oh,
cheese
yeah,
on it
okay,
and lime
yeah.
sauce. Yeah. So like he used to sell all kinds of stuff out of that
Wow.
truck.
I mean, I learned a lot today, by the way, guys. See, as always, as every day, right? Like, but still, what I wanted to, coming back to the music, I definitely remember it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why, but it always reminds me of Stephen King a little bit of it.
Is it?
with
I
the
don't know.
ice cream truck?
Because I like
that's
this
so
music, and I
scary.
always, as soon as I hear the music, I always have this clown in front of me. Sorry, guys, maybe it's just me, but it's always this it, and I see the clown with the balloons in his hand, and I was like, I should leave, Maybe I had a bad memory
All
from
the
my
kids
childhood.
are
or
like,
something.
yeah, you're like,
I know, exactly. I was always the one running off,
I love ice cream trucks. Did you ever have those like popsicles that were SpongeBob SquarePants?
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's like what it reminds me of.
And then the bubble gum, like the nose or some
Yeah,
part of it
it
is
was so
bubble gum.
good.
But
I
then the
guess they
bubble
didn't-
gum be real hard because it's frozen because the
Yeah.
whole thing is frozen. You try and like,
Wow.
Yeah.
I think I was the
Bubblegum is super
most
hard.
boring child back then.
well, do they even have ice cream
have
trucks
ice cream
in
trucks?
Germany?
Oh yeah, we do.
But
do.
like it's
Oh, yeah?
different because
Probably.
whenever I'm in Europe, it's like different, brands and stuff.
Yeah, for
and you
sure.
have a lot of soft serve
yeah,
ice
that's
cream.
the kicker.
That's
You have
right.
soft serve
Yeah.
on
That's
yours
right.
and not like ice
So it's
cream
different.
bars.
And,
Yeah,
and I
that's how
have
Philadelphia
to
is.
shout out to Jeff. Jeff, I'm totally with you on the same page. I love this ice cream sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love those.
So good.
I was always eating it as a kid. So Jeff, I feel you, man. I definitely feel you. But that was interesting. But before we coming to episode 3, Kay, please show everybody in the world what you brought us.
I'm so excited that you like ice cream sandwich because look, it's an ice cream sandwich. It's astronaut ice cream.
Oh my goodness.
So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but it's a.
I've heard of spacemen in space.
Okay, Kay, but you're
having
the
it,
first one.
but this is crazy.
So it's supposed to be. It's called astronaut ice cream, and they sell it like in some specialty stores. And I've always wanted to buy it. And it's supposed to be like freeze dry and how astronauts eat it. Look, it's a Neapolitan.
Can you show it to the
What?
camera?
Yeah.
Oh,
so it's a Neapolitan. It looks just like an ice cream bar,
Can I just see it for a second?
but it's freeze dried. And
Wow.
somebody described it to me like it's like a giant Lucky Charms marshmallow. Like that's the
Yeah,
texture.
that's what it's looking like. It's like a marshmallow.
That is.
Is it good?
I do it, people.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's not?
It's
You're
only
kidding.
130 calories.
It's not bad.
For a bar.
Taste it.
Okay.
It does have the flavor though.
Guys at home, I do it just for you and everybody in the studio.
Are you gonna try it?
Okay,
yeah,
I do it, I
okay,
do it,
well,
I do
I'll
it.
try
Pass
some.
her a piece so she can try it.
Okay.
I've got a whole bunch.
It does have that marshmallowy, that cereal marshmallow
I mean,
texture.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
melts.
it's kind of like having
Pretty hard.
a marshmallow.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's that instant? Oh gosh, what?
It's really flavorful though. I
Like
mean, it's
that-
very strawberry and very chocolatey.
Now the last second.
It's hard to break up.
The last second when I just swallowed it right now,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I felt like, yeah, it's kind of nice. The beginning is a little like rocky, you know, like very crispy in a way, which is not bad. But the last second, the last flavor I got when I just like in my throat right now, that's kind of nice, right? That was kind of nice. How do you feel?
Kind of now.
You're still getting there?
Now I can think of it. My mouth's chalky, but now I can think of it. It kind of tastes like a Pop-Tart.
Okay.
A little bit
can see
mixed with like obviously like the marshmallow
I can see it. I can see it.
vibe and all
Nice.
that.
I would
That's
say
not
I
bad.
would do one more.
But so that's what they used to tell us, like that astronauts, because all of their food had to be freeze dried.
Right.
And so that was the astronaut ice cream. But
Right.
guess what? I did some research.
Uh-oh.
And astronaut ice cream has never been to outer space, ever.
So
What? Okay, so it
What
was
do
like
you
a
mean?
marketing
It's
like
a
plot.
marketing plot.
Oh my
ploy.
God.
Like at first they somebody did some research on it and talked to
Right.
the guy from Apollo 11 because they said that was the first time it went out. They saw it on like a menu or something.
Okay.
And he goes, "That's not true. We never had it. They just like wrote it on the menu, I guess, to be
You-
cute. But like, no, it never. So somebody created freeze dried ice cream, but it never went to space.
you
Wow,
kidding
we've
me?
been lied to.
I mean, guys, I believe that until right now.
Right? I did too until today.
Wow. So you just destroyed my illusion. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, but what I wanted to
hopes.
tell everybody is basically strawberry, vanilla, and chocolate.
Yeah, it's a Neapolitan.
So it's like how we know it already, like
Yeah.
a sandwich
Yeah.
ice cream. And it's not bad. I mean, guys at home, did you ever try it? Please tell us in the chat because I've never did it, but it's good.
Yeah.
I would eat it.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I'd rather an ice cream sandwich.
Yeah, of course,
But
I mean-
it's
Right.
good.
That's the
But
definitely.
if you're somewhere where where it's hot and it might melt, then this is
True.
the perfect solution.
So if it melts, will it taste like an ice cream sandwich?
Would it ever melt?
no, it
doesn't
won't
melt.
melt.
knows?
No, I'm saying if you're somewhere where you can't eat an real
True,
ice cream
yeah.
sandwich, where real ice cream sandwich is gonna melt, this is your alternative,
I got you.
right?
I mean, guys, I know I'm doing something really bad right now here, but I want to come to the vanilla part.
It won't even break. It's so hard.
Guys, I do it because I want to, I mean, first choice, you know.
There you go.
Oh man.
It's gonna be better than pig's blood. I can guarantee you that.
But I can already tell everybody, the strawberry is like higher in flavor. It's like more flavor for sure.
Yeah.
The vanilla,
It's kind of not so much. Do you know vanilla
feel
is
it.
the most popular flavor of ice cream?
I can see that. I can totally see that.
Not chocolate?
Not chocolate.
I like
I can
chocolate
see it.
better.
Isn't that interesting?
I would
Chocolate
say
is number
worldwide.
2, but vanilla is first.
I
yeah.
would say worldwide for sure.
I think because you can just do so much to it.
Yeah, it's kind of a base.
Yeah.
in a
Yeah,
way,
it's
right?
like
For sure.
sweet. Chocolate's not.
Anyways, guys, I did a mess. You don't see it, but we all see it. I'm so sorry about that. But we're going to move on to episode 3, which was also very interesting, right? Coming from ice cream straight to tattoos.
So I'm gonna give you a tattoo. I have a machine behind me. No, I'm just
Guys, I mean, that's also a topic I want to talk to you about in a second, but I've never had a tattoo in my life. I was
Really?
thinking, I'm already
neither.
thinking for a decade.
You both don't have tattoos?
Nope.
I have 3. I had to think about it for a second. I have
still,
3.
I mean, Maddie, don't get me wrong. I still have it in my mind every day.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about it. And for
Every
me,
day.
I mean, I really thought about it for a very long time because I feel like if I do it, it has to have a very strong meaning. I can't just do a random tattoo. It doesn't it has to be a connection with my family or whatever, right? Maybe, you know.
So you wouldn't do a Jeff Goldblum's head on a dinosaur?
I would Jeff every day. Jeff.
I would probably do it.
I would go to, we're going to talk about it more in a second, but I would go to the Jeff Goldblum Day, National Day, right? And I would do it. But we talk about that in a second. Oh, yeah.
I literally, okay, so when I got my tattoos, I said the same thing you guys are saying I would never get one unless it has so much meaning. And then my friend convinced me to get a clown tattoo on my ankle. And then I was like, okay, I guess it's like a theme because I love carnivals and stuff. So I was like, I'm going to get
you have to clown tattoo.
Yeah, right
Let's
here.
show it. Please, you have to show it to everybody.
I don't know how to show
Can you
it.
please?
How did she throw it up on the thing?
Can you see that in the camera? People, can you just...
It's Bozo.
Oh, I love Bozo the clown.
It's
Bozo's
right
my
there.
favorite. Bozo's my favorite clown.
Maybe
And
you
then
haven't seen it.
I have a circus tent on the other, and then I have this. I don't know if
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
you
see
should just
that.
show...
So it's like
it's
drama
the-
and
yeah, the
theater
drama
and
mask.
whatever. So I went past the point of being like, I need it to mean something to me. And then
Right.
everyone now is like, what do these mean to you? And I was like, it's just like fun
Right.
and entertainment. And
But-
I'm in entertainment. So
This is still okay for me because it's not too much. Oh, sorry. Because
yeah,
you
like
know,
they're small,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I would never do like,
Yeah.
not against it, but I would never do sleeves or
Yeah,
anything.
for sure. I still like that though. When I would do, or if I would do a tattoo, I think I would also very small, tiny one with a meaning to it, but still something which is
Yeah.
kind of like maybe here or something, my wrist or something. But anyway, we talk about, first topic about the episode 3 is the villain art convention. And that was very interesting.
It
because
was.
I was like,
There's some beautiful tattoos there.
beautiful tattoos, but I definitely still, again, realized how many people actually have a tattoo.
Well, you know what? What would you? Because I have the facts on that. What would you guess? Because the numbers are different for
Yeah.
women and for men, and also the most common place for a woman to get a tattoo is her ankle. So that's interesting that was your first tattoo.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What percentage of men do you think have at least one tattoo?
How many?
What
In
percentage?
LA?
Ladies first. In LA.
Just in general.
99.
Just in general.
No, Maddie, please. Ladies first.
In general, like in the world or in the U.S.?
I think these are U.S. numbers. Yeah, these are U.S. numbers.
Wow, that's interesting.
65% of people have tattoos.
Okay, I
or
said-
70
70?
Of men.
I say 85.
of men.
So it's 41% of men
Oh, wow. I'm way off.
Because you have to think about older people too.
and 58% of women.
Really? Interesting.
More with women.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
thought
it
that
was
was
the
interesting. At least one. And the two most popular images, what do you think?
Elvis.
Jeff
Jesus.
Goldblum.
Yeah.
Heart?
Heart,
The heart.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
hearts and angels.
I can see that. I can see Angel's heart. That's a surprise.
Yeah. Or someone's name tattooed on them.
I thought Jeff's face or something, you know? but-
Yeah. That's interesting that you say names because 23% of people who regret their 23% of people do regret their tattoos.
Oh
20?
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's almost a quarter. That's a lot of people.
That's a high number.
That's 1 in 4 people regret their tattoos
That's a
about.
very high
It's
number.
very
And most of the
expensive to get it
time,
removed,
they
too.
regret it when it's
Right.
a name.
Right.
Yeah, like you said.
I mean,
I was gonna get Jeff's name tattooed
Exactly,
on my
I mean-
butt, but
Wow.
would I regret that?
no, you would never regret anything that Jeff would do to you.
I could cover it up.
Come on. No, that's fine. But anyway, talking about tattoos, before we go to the next topic, still, guys, I want to know what kind of tattoo do you guys have, right? Because that's a topic I feel we can talk for hours and hours because there's no limit to it, right?
Yeah.
You can pretty much do anything. What I also realized, by the way, I think a lot of people have something with The Simpsons. Seriously.
Right, yeah.
I totally believe
a lot of that.
You know?
Oh, that's interesting.
I
Yeah,
told-
or like Friends, or like it's always
Yeah.
shows, some
Totally,
obsession,
totally.
Spider-Man or
Right.
Superman tattoos. That's
I can see that, like
Yeah.
superheroes in general.
Yeah.
But now, coming back to the convention, you know, they have this kind of competition going on, right? What I find, wow, so
Yeah.
people just sign up for it and just show their tattoo, right? And there was this one, I just wanted to ask you guys, because the one winner, I was like, really? It might have looked okay, but I saw the Scooby-Doo. There was a Scooby-Doo tattoo, guys. You all seen it, right? The Scooby-Doo
I've
one.
seen a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of those. Actually,
I like that,
I like
though.
that.
You
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
cute.
that the one that won should have won? You think Scooby should have won instead?
I mean, I'm a Scooby guy.
Scooby
You know,
guy?
I mean,
I loved hers. I thought hers was beautiful. You know what it reminded me of? I liked how it was black and white,
right.
but then also color, and I like how it was tessellated. I was like, what? Like,
what do you mean?
What? Like a tessellation, how there's like a square, a square,
Oh,
a square,
yeah.
a square.
Yeah.
But then how it was broken up, it was
was.
like it was like she cut two pictures and then slid the two contrasting pictures together.
Right.
Right? Because it's like a woman's face and then the roses.
Right.
I thought that was so cool.
That was so
It was
cool.
very graphic. It was super artistic.
Right.
I think when it's done in grayscale like that, it
Right.
really shows like artistry, because you got to be really good at shading.
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
thought I thought that was one of the best tattoos I've ever seen.
It was good. The only thing that kind of like was a little weird for me, at least, was, okay, why do we see the people who got the tattoo on their body? Why don't we just give a prize to people who did that tattoo for them?
That's true.
I was
The
just like,
artist.
we should have seen the artist in the competition and not the person who got
Oh,
the
that's
tattoo.
a good
right?
one. I wonder if they had a contest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
was
artist
like-
Yeah,
should
there
be
was a
getting
lot
the
of
props.
shading on that. Shading hurts the most, especially if you're on a bone, like my ankle. Ugh, I
Please
can't
don't
even
talk
think
that.
about it. It's
Please.
just,
Oh my
Yikes.
God! Like,
so you like Scooby because you're a Scooby guy. That Scooby had some.
I mean,
The colors in that were insane.
Maddie, please help me on this one. I mean, Scooby was insane, right?
I love Scooby, so I'm gonna say I love it,
It is,
and
yeah.
I did. Like that was amazing.
Well, it was more
That's
Shaggy
crazy.
than Scooby though.
Yeah, I think
It's
it's
like
hard to
Shaggy.
compare these two. I think the Scooby was more like a funny kind of one, right?
Yeah.
And yours
The
was more
colors were cool.
artistic, I feel. It
I
was
would
more
rather
like,
get Scooby than Shaggy.
like Shaggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the Scooby tattoo was a lot Shaggy. That was all the
Yeah.
color.
I know what you're saying. But coming back to the artist, which is something where I was like, wow. I mean, and I'm still not sure, nothing against H, right? We're open. But she is in the business, Shanghai Kate, which is a cool name, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
For 5 decades.
That's
She's a tattoo
insane.
artist for
Yeah.
50 years
That's
already.
insane.
And I was like, wow, respect for that. I mean,
Yeah.
seriously. I mean, what did you feel when you saw it? And would you go to her getting a tattoo? Be honest, guys.
Yeah. She's at this huge convention
Right.
and she's made a name for herself. Like, why wouldn't you trust her?
Right.
She's not like coming in as an older woman. No,
Right.
nothing against that.
No,
but
of
like,
course.
you can obviously see her resume and who she's tattooed.
For
She's
sure.
been around forever.
Right.
So I would go to her. I might.
No, I appreciate that
if
so
I
much.
can get a booking with her.
That's
Probably impossible.
She's
Yeah, that's
probably
true.
booked out
She's
already for
probably
2 years.
totally
in
Yeah,
advance.
usually they have
Yeah.
a wait list of like 5 years.
Yeah. 5 years?
Sometimes, yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, I've tried to go to some tattoo artists because I want to get another
Yeah.
small tattoo.
Right.
And yeah, sometimes it's 5 years to like
Right.
10.
Yeah.
If you want to go to someone good.
Wow.
Do you
Yeah.
know what you want to get it of?
Well, I have to run with the theme, I think, of what I've already had. Because I've had like, like the clown and the circus tent and this. So something very small just to even it out on my other forearm to do with the same theme, I guess.
So, Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
Why not, right? I mean,
Is he part of the circus?
I mean, he can be.
He's
Why
really
not? We
pushing
make it
for
work.
Scooby.
You know?
I love it.
But,
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out one scene which really made me laugh. I really love that scene because she's sitting right next to Jeff. And Jeff is talking to her, right? And then at some point, I think Jeff is saying something like, yeah, I just want to try it out, right? And Jeff is telling to her, you can do anything you want to me. You can do whatever. and she's like, oh, yeah.
Right? I was
my
like,
And I was
gosh.
like, and then they have this moment of like, is there something happening right now? You remember that scene?
Yeah, but then he's
she was
hinting
totally
it.
flirting. She was
Yeah,
totally
Yeah.
she
flirting.
was
Yeah.
looking at him, and he was like,
Yeah, he was flirting back. I was
He's
like,
married,
he's a
guys.
mess.
I mean, that was just so funny to me because,
know.
and he's so good at that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Using
Yeah.
that situation and just make fun out of it. I really loved it. But, talking about tattoos, which is also something that I've never heard of before, we go straight to San Francisco, Silicon Valley, right? That's where the company's at home.
Mm-hmm.
Technology company who's doing like tech tattoos.
That was so cool.
that you can use probably to track pretty much anything
insane,
connected
yeah.
to your body.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, what was your first feeling when you saw that? Did you feel like it can be even like just a good thing, or you can also see the danger in it at some point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And I think it's super cool. I've never heard of that before. It's
yeah.
about time they come out with something like that.
Yeah.
But I can just see, not to be negative, but I feel like it'll have some sort of, like not a backfire, but there might be like a health problem with like one of those things, putting it on your skin, seeing the UV
Yeah.
rays and stuff. There has to be something. They're probably
Yeah.
gonna have to work on it for another like 5 years.
Yeah.
But it's super cool. Like I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Totally agree. I mean, I definitely like the idea in general because I feel like if you have diabetes or whatever you have,
Yeah.
right, and you're just outside and you just go out into a restaurant and you just want to eat something, you can basically track based on your tattoo or whatever you have. You don't have to have very specific or very complicated stuff on you. You can just track, okay, am I still able to eat that right now? Or actually running out of, the line or something. But I still have to say at the end of the day, and no offense to anybody, any technology company, but as we live in a time of data, right? I mean, it's still a technology company, and I have to say, hey, you get a tattoo, and they capture a lot of data from you, like which is connected to your body, and they know a lot of information about your body all of a sudden. Where does this data go to? What do they do with that data?
It's kind of freaky.
And that's a thing where I still kind of, I'm not sure yet, So how do you feel about that specifically?
I feel like, you run that risk with anything. You run that risk with a phone. You run that risk with an app on your phone that's tracking everything.
True.
If you have a watch, you run that risk too. But that was definitely something I thought about too. I was like, it's a really easy way to keep and track you and, your data and who's going to be looking at that stuff. Yeah. Right. I think that's always a concern in the modern age, sadly.
That's right. I mean, I totally agree what you're saying. That's a very good point. I think at the end of the day, you can't really avoid it anyway, right? If you have one or not, if you have a tattoo of this kind of or you do not.
But I think it has some cool implications.
For sure. I think if you use it the right way, if they really provide it to people in the future the right way and people can feel secure about it and safe about it, I can feel it's a very good thing for everybody.
Yeah.
Moving on, AKA The Rock. I'm just saying The Rock because we're going to go to Hawaii. Because they are very traditional. And we also see a lot of that. What I found very fascinating that is so much basically connected to their culture. So a tattoo for them is kind of a given thing almost, right?
Yeah.
So, and then The Rock, we know his body a little bit, his upper body, and he also has this huge tattoo, right, on his chest, and also his shoulder and arm. So it's like I feel almost like a tribe thing for these people, right? So how do you feel about that?
I didn't know. So, the guy he goes to, Keone Numes.
Keone Nunes,
that guy
right.
who does all the tattoos. I had no idea with Hawaiian culture.
Yeah.
That Keone is saying everyone's born with what's it called, Mona, or it's a certain type of power or something,
That's right.
then once you get a tattoo, it strengthens that power.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was a thing. So I always wondered kind of why a lot of Hawaiian people had these tribal tattoos and stuff, and now it makes so much sense, and I kind of want one.
No, I totally agree, and it's very interesting because I feel like they talked about self-definition, and I think that's also in general what a tattoo is for anybody pretty much. I think if you get a tattoo, even you, Maddie, maybe you can confirm it, when you got a tattoo in the first place, you also wanted to basically show part of your personality too, right? It's part of you too in a way. It defines
it's a part
you.
of me now, at least.
I know, but you know what I mean? It defines you even as a person. Would you agree?
It's like self-expression.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
guess.
And I feel like it's the same for these people in Hawaii, on Hawaii too. But I think for them it's even more because some of them really live kind of a wild lifestyle. Right? We hear this one guy talking about his scenario when he was out in the ocean and almost got killed by a shark. And he survived. And he had this experience and he was like, wow, and now I want to have this tattoo that reminds me of, okay, who I am, what I'm capable of, and that I had this scenario, but that should not happen again to me.
Yeah.
And that was like a mind-blowing experience. Right?
Yeah, he's like, he had a wave tattoo,
Yeah.
and he just looks down at it whenever you go surfing, and he's like, okay, now I'm reminded of what happened to me, and it made me a better surfer and all that stuff. So it's super cool.
So I was really, really impressed by these people. I think they live a life we can't even imagine. Seriously.
Yeah.
But before we go into the news and the special segment, we have one more topic that I also never heard of. I mean, I have a lot of topics today that I've never heard of, but the Jeff Goldblum Day, National Day, is a thing.
I'm not surprised.
July 13th in Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh.
I was like, congratulations, Jeff. You have your own day. I was like, wow. And people even get tattoos with your face on it on that day, specifically just for you. And that was like, wow. And I felt like when I saw Jeff still in the car, not even being at the event, he was like, he didn't even know how to deal with the situation. I think it was even too much for him.
He was so uneasy.
I was like, why would you get my face on your knee? Are you crazy? Kind of like, right?
Yeah.
But that makes him him. I like that about him because I think he knows who he is, but he doesn't make a big thing out of it. I even had the feeling at the beginning that he was even a little bit uncomfortable that he has his own national day now. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
I love celebrities like that. He's like so unaware of how famous he is, I guess, and how cool of a person he is. So.
He's so cool. And and then at the end of the day, I mentioned it at the very beginning, he becomes a tattoo artist himself.
Yeah, that was wild.
Wow. I was like, the guy on the thing, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I was even asking myself to him, like, while I was watching, are you really sure about that? Do you want to do that? I mean,
how much of this is he gonna do?
I know it's Jeff, but are you really trusting him now? Like, would you have done it? Think about it for a second. No?
I don't have to think about it for a second.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I would.
I love Jeff. Jeff would have signed a piece of paper for me, and that would have been great. I would have got a selfie with Jeff, and that would have been great.
Okay.
I don't need Jeff to permanently ink my body. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, Maddie, what
Still-
about you?
I would. You know what? I would do it.
You would do it?
I think so. Yeah.
I had a feeling
I'm
you'd
a
say
little
that.
bit more on the edge, the wild side. I think I would let him do like a little something.
Right.
Not a huge thing of his face on me, obviously, but just a little thing. It'd be a good story. I'd be like, Jeff Goldblum gave me a tattoo.
And I think that's also what they did. I mean, he didn't do crazy stuff,
Yeah,
right?
just maybe just a little line.
Yeah, and exactly. That's what he did. I
Or
think,
like his initials or something.
I think.
And after he did it, though, he was like so like you could tell he was like really freaked out. He wanted to get it perfect, and then he was like, "I did it."
Yeah, it's like,
That
was the best reaction
like
of the
so
whole.
enthusiastic.
That
He was
was
so proud.
so funny.
He was so proud. No,
and then at the end, he like not tricked us, but he made us think. He's like, did I get one? Did I not? Like a tattoo on himself.
Beautiful. I love that. That's also something I wanted to ask the audience. Let us know. Do you think he got a tattoo at the end? Did he? Just tell us, right? But before we come into the show, I definitely want to hear some of your news, Kay.
Yeah.
What do you got?
So a quick news related to tattoos that I thought was really cool. So there's a place in San Antonio, a tattoo parlor. It's called Platinum Tattoos and Body Piercing. And for the holidays, they're holding a promotion where customers who come in and donate an unopened, unused toy with a value of at least $20 can get a credit for a free tattoo.
Wow.
Ooh.
Isn't that cool?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's fly to San Antonio.
Yeah,
guys.
for sure. Please Google that. That's awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for mentioning that. That's a
Yeah.
great idea. I love
I think
that.
that's really cool.
Aw.
Give
That's
us
really
that.
cool.
That's
Thanks.
amazing.
Awesome. And now, we definitely still want to do our special segment. Maddie, what do you have for us? I know. I love that already.
Okay, guys, this is a special segment.
Okay.
I am going to describe a movie that Jeff Goldblum has been in.
Okay.
And you have to guess the name of the movie.
Okay.
Okay.
Please
So
also-
the first one is a sci-fi movie / horror. Description is a scientist turns into a giant man, such hybrid.
Fly. The Fly.
I mean, yeah, The Fly.
Okay.
The Fly
You're
was one of
correct.
the very first movies I ever saw in a drive-in with my family.
I knew it right away
Yeah.
when she
I've
said
never
that.
seen it. Okay.
And it was so gross.
Okay.
I mean,
Next one, we'll see if you guys get. Okay, so an alien race destroys major cities of the world. However, a geek, a pilot, the U.S. president, and a group of ragtag survivors unite to save mankind from annihilation.
guys, Independence Day, people.
Yes!
Of
Good
course
job,
it is.
Are
Ben.
these too obvious? Because I
Good job,
wasn't
Ben.
going to do Jurassic Park, because everyone
I
knows
know,
that.
but I think we actually running out of time a little bit. I see that already. Oh my God!
No.
But
Okay,
we definitely
one more.
said-
I have one more.
Okay.
Very fast,
Make it
very fast.
Make it
Okay,
fast.
this might be hard because it's animation.
Okay.
I'll give you give you a clue. It's animated. Okay, it's set in Japan. A bunch of dogs follow a boy's odyssey in search of his lost dog. This is a recent one.
Wow.
Whoa,
I mean, I'm
is
already
it
out.
Stop?
I mean-
Is it like stop animation? Like
It's not completely cartoon. It's like,
Isle of Dogs. Isle
Yes!
of the Dogs.
Did
Wow.
you look at my paper?
I kind of saw it, but I did.
You
but I
kinda
did.
saw it?
But I did.
I wouldn't have
do you
thought
even?
that.
Do you even know? Do
I
you
know.
know the show?
I haven't watched the show. I haven't watched the movie. It's a movie, right? With this dog
Yeah,
coming
it's
to the
a
island
movie
with a lot
with
of
a
dogs.
kid.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Yeah.
it though.
Yeah. No. My husband made me watch some of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
But, I mean, Maddie, thank you so much. That's a great idea, by the way. We're definitely going to do a lot more of these quizzes next week.
Yeah,
because
next
really
week
good.
I'll
I
come
love
up.
that.
That's
I
a
love
tough
that.
one.
Please keep doing that. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. But before we come to a total end, where can we find you, Kay and
You
Maddie?
can find me on Twitter and Instagram at HostKay, HostKay.
And you can find me on Instagram at Maddie Pocks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Awesome. And yeah, you can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at Benjamin Schnau, like the dog. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm also going to do the German show on Netflix, We Are the Wave, in German and English for you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Please keep the comments coming. Oh my God, that was tough. But we're going to be back next week with episode 4 and 5 for you guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.